Mustafa says he's a blogger and a multimedia expert. He runs a blog and he covers news and events in Katsina State. So good. This is my fellow Nigerian. And he incorporated a videography and photography. He incorporated photography and videography into the business. He started a business with a friend in 2015, and they've been running it up until now, but they are overwhelmed by the volume of work. So they took a decision, they recruited more staff, and they are paying them commissions. And sometimes their staff end up making more money than they do. That's quite interesting. So Mustafa says, my problem now is that we're at a stage where I believe we need to structure our business and introduce new products in the company, have different departments, a clear organogram and things like that. So question number one, how can I structure the company? Question number two, which departments are a must in structuring my business? Question number three, how should I design the salary structure of the company? Or should we continue paying commissions? Question number four, how can the founders be paying themselves? Question number five, what should be the composition of people who join the board of directors? Mustafa, this is a very clever question. You padded 5 questions in one question. You've been persistent, so I will allow it fly. So let me address your questions. This is a multimedia company. You want to know how to structure the business. If you want to structure a business, there is a principle for structuring a business, particularly if you're thinking of departments. And this is how I think about it. There are four critical areas you need to focus on. Getting the work. What I mean by getting the work is sales and marketing and sales. The departments that get sales, the department that gets customers, that department is very important. Mustafa, if you joined us early on in this live, you would have heard me say that when you are structuring a business, when you're putting together a management team, you need sales, you need operations, and you need finance. But in your own case, I'm using a different approach, but it's still the same thing. Who gets customers? Who gets work? That is one department. Whether you call it marketing and sales, or you call it customer acquisition, or whatever it is you call it, there has to be a department that is responsible for getting customers, bringing in the sales. The second department is the department that does the work, that delivers what your company, that promise that sales is promising. Who is going to deliver it? So you need a department that does the work. You may call this operations, you may call this production, you may call this service delivery. Whatever you call it, the goal of that department is to deliver the work. The third department is to follow the money. You need to have a department that follows the money. You know what I'm talking about, that's finance. Somebody has to receive the money, account for the money, and be responsible for tracking how the money is spent. Remember, your business is a funnel. Money comes in from sales, from your customers, and leaves through spending on rent, paying salaries, buying goods, buying diesel. Your business essentially makes money and spends money. So finance, the job of finance is to track how money is being made and how it's being spent. Then you need one other department, usually at the top, to manage the business. Somebody to oversee, whether you call it admin, you call it HR, you call it whatever it is you call it, the job, you call it facility management, you call it business manager, you call it shared services, you call it back office operations. So whatever it is you call it, the job of this department is to oversee the entire company and make sure that things are running smoothly and easily. So that's it. Again, let me run through it. Who gets customers? One department. Who does the job and delivers value to the customers? Another department. Who follows and tracks the money? Finance. Another department. Who manages the business? Another department. Usually the management of the business is not really like a separate department. That's your department. Or if you hire a CEO or a COO, that's what the person will do. So think around structuring. I will not give you a prescription because you're an entrepreneur. I show you how to think through your problem so that even if the problem changes, you can adapt. My goal is to grow people who can think, not people that come and get a prescription and go and apply. And when the prescription doesn't work, they come back for prescription. No. The goal is to help you solve that problem and adapt to anyhow the problem changes. So that's what I'm going to do. Then your next, the next side of your question is, how should you, the salary structure, right? There's no definite answer. You have to make trade-offs. There's the, you can pay salary. The way salary is structured is that you do work and I pay you. But the downside of a salary is that No matter how much work you do, the salary is a salary. So salary never really appealed to me, because if you're somebody who likes to work and you take pride in your work and you're willing to do more work above and beyond what you're asked to do, I don't think a salary is the right way to compensate somebody who is focused on their output. But if the person wants to be rewarded for their work and you want to encourage people to do more work, the best way to compensate them is a commission. So if you give people commissions, they'll be encouraged to do more work. Commissions encourage people to do more work. That is why salespeople many times are paid by commission, because the more sales they make, the better for the company and the more money the salesperson makes. That's why salespeople are paid for commission. Operations people are paid on salary, because the work you need to do in production or operations is fixed. So why should I pay you more when I know that what you're going to do is fixed? So operations people, you pay them based on salary. Finance people, you pay them based on salary. The work they are doing is fixed. But your salespeople, anybody who is responsible for getting work, for getting customers, for making sales, pay them based on commission. Why? It motivates them to generate more sales. And that's what you want as a company. That's your second question gone. Your third question, for the founders. For the founders, I recommend there are two ways you should pay yourselves, you and your co-founder. Pay yourselves a salary for the work that you do day to day, and then you get paid from profits. The reason why I suggest these two modes is that if you only pay yourself from profit, you know the way profit is. Profit only shows up when you are paid every other person. And for some business owners, it can be very demotivating that you're paying everybody. Your landlord gets paid, your employees get paid, your suppliers get paid, but you're not getting anything as the owner of the business. It can be very discouraging, right? So I encourage business owners to get something every month so that you can put body and soul together and help you resist the temptation of undermining the business by taking money from the business through other means. Instead, formalize it. Take money from the business as a salary. It might not be a lot of money, but it should be something you are getting. And your goal is to grow the salary. And for you to grow the salary, you have to grow the business. So the more the business grows, the more your salary grows. That motivation is important for you. Profit is important because that is your reward as a risk taker. Salary is for the work you do for the company. Profit is for the risk you have taken as somebody who started that company. So I would encourage you, your salary, pay yourself a salary, and then also get compensated from profit. What other question did you ask? Board of directors. I'll simplify this because we have more questions to go through. Your chairman, you're looking at two critical roles on the board of directors. Actually, there are three main parties on the board of directors. There's a chairman. The chairman, who is the board of directors. They are executive directors. You and your co-founders. You and your co-founder are executive directors. Who are executive directors? Executive directors are involved in the day-to-day running of the company. So the CEO is usually on the board as an executive director. COO can be on the board. Sometimes a key department like head of sales or something can have a seat on the board. But these are people who run the business on a day-to-day basis. Your CFO, the guy in charge of finance, be on the board. So these are key positions that are on the board of directors for the executive role. You have non-executive directors. These people don't play any role in the company. They come to your board of director meetings to observe, give you feedback, and you can benefit from their wealth of experience. So the chairman and the other non-executive directors are usually, they don't have any day-to-day role in the company. They don't work in the company. But the executive directors, you and your people, work in the company. So the chairman, you're typically looking for somebody who has influence, somebody who has something to offer, either because he has worked in that industry before, he understands the industry, he knows people, he can help you open doors, he can help you pay attention, he can help you with strategic partnerships. The chairman is not just there to sit down. The chairman can help you knock on doors that you alone may not be able to open. So that's the kind of person you're looking at. Somebody that has a network, somebody that has influence, somebody that has expertise, that can give you, more or less, it's like you're getting an advisor. He also plays that role. Somebody who understands finance, he knows where your company is going to, he understands what the company is able to achieve, he understands the market, he understands the competitors. Those are the kinds of people you're looking for to fill non-executive positions.